Hello, everybody. It's Julie Baca at the Hydro Bar. We are running about 10 minutes late. You look pretty. You look different from what you did a few minutes ago.
Like, you know, I fixed my hair. And
Yes. We're here at the Hydro Bar. We are, haven't been on in about a month. So we're back. We might be having technical difficulties, I think. But anyway, my ongoing guest, which is Nicole Ramirez. And I don't want to mess up your name.
Idalia, Lechuga Tena. But you could just call me Idalia.
Idalia. And she is decorated to the T with her beautiful jewelry.
Thank you.
I love it. I just love all those pieces.
Thank
They're
you.
So attractive and colorful.
Well, it's honoring our culture, our indigenous culture, and you know, supporting the arts in New Mexico. This is from Gallup,
arts. Yes.
New Mexico. So it's an early birthday gift. So from my husband. So yes,
very, very.
Thank
pretty.
you, husband.
I love it. Yeah.
What do you put in?
I'm just trying to see if we are live or not. Julie, I'm not seeing it. It's like searching.
We are recording.
We are?
It says
Okay.
live recording.
Oh,
so
there we are. There we are.
Yes. So that was an early birthday gift. When's your birthday?
Yes, August 2nd.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
I
Next
had
month.
the opportunity to have a great birthday in Europe.
Tell
So
us about
that
it,
was
Julie.
that was so fun.
Facebook told me about it,
Yes,
but
we
you.
got to see all of
Yes.
the great
Oh, I have
pictures.
so many pictures. And yesterday I actually sat and did a whole, like my Sorrento Capri, Anna Capri pictures. And I pushed post. I left my house. I had to go get my dogs, and I could not find it. So it didn't. So I did all that work. I always have that problem with social media. You know, it's always something. But anyway, we went to Europe. It was amazing. It was beautiful. But I was lucky enough to be able to spend my birthday and my 27th anniversary there.
Yes, that's
So it
beautiful.
was
So
really
happy anniversary and happy
Thank
birthday,
you,
Julie.
Thank you.
Happy 21 plus tax.
Yes.
Right.
You can now have a
Plus
drink.
extra tax.
You know,
Oh
so-
my
How
gosh.
does yours look?
We're good. We're
You
live.
guys are good?
Yep. Yes. Thank you. So, how's your summer going? What's going on for the summer? What are you guys up to?
I feel like summer's already over, but it just barely got hot.
Oh my gosh.
And everyone's trying to beat the heat. Air conditioners are running full blast. Everybody's walking in saying,
Kids
"Oh my
are
gosh,
going
it's
back
so
to school
hot."
already.
Yeah.
Oh, they are already?
Yes. Like,
Next couple weeks.
yeah. I've had so many people call me like last minute, being like, "I need to get my kid in before school," and I'm like, I'm so booked because everybody's trying to get their kids
Yeah.
in last minute, but I can't believe that school is starting August 3rd already. And
Oh,
the
my
some of the
goodness.
teachers are already back to school.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And also the new scheduling for APS will be different.
Yeah.
I don't know about Rio Rancho, but I know APS has new scheduling for their
High
kids.
schoolers will be going in later and getting out
Earlier,
later.
later, and
It's just a
poor
gonna be
parents.
a
I'm glad I'm done with
craziness.
that. I am all done with the school system, which is good. But yeah, that's pretty quick. That's right around the corner.
Yeah.
And you, what have you been up to?
Well, I want to thank you again, Julie, for inviting me, and Nicole. Great to see you always. Well, I have a quick announcement. I made the ballot. As you may know, I'm running for city council.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
And
Spa
actually, we're
water.
having water. Today we're having grapefruit and mint spa water from the Hydro Bar. It's delicious,
Yes.
It is
refreshing.
delicious.
That's what we need for this heat.
Thank you. So, you know, I'm running for City Council District 8. It's about, 60,000 voters. The boundaries go north of, it starts on San Antonio, east, so tramway, but all the homes in the mountain on tramway. Northeast, south is Manal, west is Wyoming. So that's about the boundary. The city gave all candidates running for city council in Albuquerque June 5th to July 10th to qualify to be on the ballot. What that means is you have to collect 500 signatures from registered voters in your district. And then also I decided to do public financing to keep any special interest groups out of the race, so it's a more transparent campaign, accountable to the people. And in my district, you had to collect 446 $5 contributions. So I collected almost 600, a little bit less than 600 $5 contributions.
Our overachiever, of course.
Well, because there's margin of error, so
Yes,
you always
yes.
have to be, a little bit careful. And almost 900 signatures to be on the ballot. So I was the highest of all the city council races.
That's exciting.
awesome.
That's exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now some hard work. Hit the pavement all over
Yes,
again.
again. So canvassing, I'm going to be hosting house parties. I'm going to be hosting a small birthday party as a thank you to all the volunteers. I want to thank Nicole is actually, when I win, she's going to be one of my constituents in City Council District 8. And she was very helpful. She signed my petition. Her family gave me $5, her and her family. So thank you, Nicole. And every $5, made it to the almost the 600 that I turned in. So thank you so much for your
I wish I
support.
could have done more.
It's okay.
I did go to get my hair done by her, and I saw all your information.
Oh,
up at her
excellent.
salon.
Yes,
So
yes.
Nicole is
She's awesome,
she's
man.
not only a great friend, she's a big supporter of everything I've
Yes.
ever done. And it started when she took her kids to my daycare, so it's been
And now
many,
they're
many years.
old.
Yeah, now they're old, almost out of
19
the
and
house.
16. Gabriel did something great this summer. He went on a mission trip with John the 23rd Catholic Church.
Yes,
He
yes.
went to the Catholic Heart Work Camp in Kansas City. And my son has never been away from me for that long, ever. Not usually he's been with someone in our family at all times. Mostly everybody knows this, but he's autistic, so of course him being away from mom for that many nights made me a nervous wreck. But he was a typical teenage boy that
He was thriving.
didn't respond to any of my text messages.
That's
just
awesome.
With like good mom and leave me. No, it wasn't leave me alone, but it was like I'm good. And then I think Wednesday night we got a beautiful video of him singing and having fun. Me and my daughter were both in tears.
Of course.
But I was
just happy with what he's accomplishing.
well, yeah, because to see him thriving in an environment where if you would have seen him 10 years ago, he wouldn't even come out of his room to say hi to anybody. So just having him, there was about 500 kids that were there all together.
Wow.
And that could have been overwhelming for him.
And I did notice that, like, when he was in the video, he was towards the back, but not by himself. There was some kids that he had met through the church here that he was hanging out with, but he still pushed himself a little bit back. But he knows his boundaries now, right?
Yeah.
So he came back, and I'm like, we're gonna keep you involved in this situation. So hopefully he'll start to broaden his horizons.
That's so nice. That's good to hear because, Gabriel, it's good for him.
Yep.
And he was bowling. He's
going to bowl again this year, and hopefully by January he'll be driving just to and from school. He wants little things. And he's going to get a job at Hotel Albuquerque as a busser, too.
Oh, good for him.
So we're trying to push him
Lot
into
of
little
perks.
kind of things for him to get out of the house.
Congrats.
Not
That's
being
amazing.
in his room so much. So
playing video games.
yeah,
That's what it is.
That's what boys like to do. Girls don't like to do that stuff.
No.
Boys like to do that stuff.
No. Well, and so talking about our kids, my youngest, the reason we went on the trip that we did is because my youngest, Nico, is there backpacking through Spain. And he is staying, of course he stayed with us. When we were there, we stayed, nice hotels, but now he's staying in hostels. And hostels are very interesting. I have this whole idea of they're going to be scary and they're like weird people, all this stuff. It's actually really nice. It's like people get together. Oops, excuse me. People get together and they play like beer pong, or they play, cards, or they have karaoke night. And it's like what would you call it? Like just a community.
More socializing, less phones.
Yeah, they're not by themselves. They're not isolated in this hostel with weird people. They're all pretty much around the same group. Nico said he saw an older person. He was about 30. I'm like, that's not old.
Older. Okay, excuse me, Nico.
That's nothing. But when we were there, we actually met quite a few young kids. Like met a couple guys and then a couple groups of different girls. Some were from Israel, some were from Australia, and they were all just kind of backpacking the same way, just,
awesome.
all doing it through Spain.
What a
and
great
Europe.
experience for
I know.
someone so young. I mean, I think we need to encourage more kids to not get into relationships so early and
Don't have kids so early
take
either.
these opportunities to see the world, because so many people get locked down at a young age, either in a relationship or a job or whatever, and they don't get to experience life, and there's so much
and
out
they
there.
get routine. Life gets repetitive, like we all know that, and so these young kids don't realize that now that they have this freedom, take advantage of it, because you're going to be like us, which is working
to pay the bills,
married, kids, sports,
well, and the
life.
younger you are, the littler your bills are, and
Yeah.
the older you get, the more bills you have. So when you don't have very many bills, you might as well take the opportunity
Enjoy,
and just
have
go.
fun.
Yeah, that's true.
That's exciting, though.
Yeah, so
and Nico
now
will be
he's
able to tell us
actually,
all about it.
Yeah, he'll tell us all about it. But the last I talked to him, he went to Budapest,
Oh, I love Budapest.
and I guess it's known for its waterfalls, water parks, and he just said that's been his favorite so far.
Oh,
Of
excellent.
Spain, of Europe. Now he's in Hungary, right? That's where it's at?
Mm-hmm.
So he's there, and he's gonna be coming home in about 3 weeks. So I'm
And how was
excited.
the jet lag coming back?
It was horrible.
You spent
It's real.
You spent like a day in bed.
I had to
afterwards.
spend a day in bed. Have you experienced that when you? I mean, when we traveled to, it was nothing. But traveling back, I guess maybe because of all the cancellations, and it was just a weird.
It depends,
2
and then
days
you're tired, and you want to go home, and then cancellations. Yeah.
You're like loopy, and your
Yeah.
body has to
Oh,
adjust again.
absolutely.
It's very interesting. But I would do it again. I want to go back again. I want to be on the ocean.
Yes. Well, speaking of Spain, so I lived in Spain in Pamplona, right, where they have Running of the Bulls. So Running of the Bulls was actually this month, July 7th to July 14th. So what we couldn't be in Spain, but what my husband and I do is we get the international station. It's called TVE, and they air on live the running every day.
Oh, that's
wow.
fun.
So we get to watch it. So we stay up till midnight, because 12 midnight in Albuquerque is 8 a.m. in Spain. So, we drink a little wine. I drink a little wine, and then you watch it live, and they air it.
That is fun.
So-
you should have let me know about that. I would have watched that. That would have
Yeah.
been something. 'Cause
Next
we
year,
missed
looks like
it.
we're having a party at your house.
We're
in the
having a
morning.
party, yes, at midnight.
And that's what's funny is the time difference.
Right.
Like sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna call Nico, and it's 3:00, and I'm like, wait, it's already really late there. I mean, it's not like he's asleep, but still, the time
Right.
difference is interesting.
Yeah.
It's like you're a whole day ahead of somebody.
I know she would text our group text and say, I don't know what time it is, but, and most of the time you were catching us at a pretty decent hour. So you
Yeah.
had your times pretty well set but it was nice to get updates from her. And we're like, oh, must be nice.
It was fun. You know what was crazy? You've been to Italy?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
the
I got
driving
my
is
third wedding was
crazy.
in Rome with the Vatican, with Pope.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my, that was beautiful.
I love Italy.
It was beautiful.
Where did you
But-
go in Italy?
We went to Sorrento,
Oh.
Amalfi, Capri, and Rome.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, and you were witnessing a wedding
I did see
happening.
a wedding in Spain. And no,
Beautiful.
I don't know where
It was a
I forgot.
beautiful
It
dress.
was so pretty, and it was all, like you
church.
looked in the church, and I wish I could
Oh.
have gone in the church. It was pink.
Everything
It
was
was pink, and then the flowers were pink and purple.
Oh.
And she was beautiful. She
Yeah,
was so
the
pretty.
dress was
Oh,
beautiful.
That just like made me think of Leandra. Like
Ah!
I'm gonna have a bride one day.
You're
like that,
all
and I just-
one of these days, my daughter.
Oh,
that's
guess
gonna-
where she went last night? You're gonna be so
Where?
jealous. I am jealous. Morgan Wallen.
Oh, Sydney's gonna be jealous.
Yes.
She loves Morgan Wallen. She's
And
like,
Leandra's
"Mom."
been sending me videos of the concert. I just haven't really had time to be on my phone today, but yeah.
Well, speaking of country artists, did you guys see the Miranda Lambert situation?
I heard about it a little bit.
No.
It's kind of a crazy
I've
situation.
heard of another country artist going through something.
So apparently, she was in the middle of a song. Well, I shouldn't even say the middle. She was starting Tin Man. It's one of her most popular songs. It's kind of toned down. It's kind of a slower pace song, and she was annoyed by some fans that were talking a little bit too loud and taking pictures. They were focused on taking a selfie to where she was in the background, and she stopped singing so she could scold them. She basically was like, sit down, shut up, let me sing. And there were a lot of fans that were very appalled by her behavior, and people got up and took off. And these women went on to talk about, like, you know, right before that, the crowd was pumped up and they were talking and dancing, and it looks like it. So she's doing a residential in Vegas right now. So some of these areas where people sit are pretty big. So there's plenty of room to sit and watch, right? But people ended up getting up and leaving afterwards. They're like, we pay a lot of money for this, and we're trying to have a good time, and it just ruined the mood for everything.
I feel like that is kind of, I mean, she's there as an entertainer, and these people are getting entertained, so let them do what they want. You know what I mean? Even if you're annoyed.
Unless they were really disturbing a fight, an argument, but it's all over the internet right now.
Dumb.
And it's sad, though, because
she's entitled to control the situation.
Yeah.
Which
it's a rough situation.
You need to let your fans be the fans that they are.
Well, and I do think that our phones have become a part of everything that we do. Like, imagine if you wouldn't have had your phone in Spain.
Oh.
Like,
and you know what? It's like, I just look through and I'm like, oh, this is, like, it's a memory.
Right.
So if you're going to see an artist that you love and you have a selfie with her in the background, how would you not be so excited with that? Right?
So I was looking at TikTok a while ago, and it was saying Mark Safe at Miranda Lambert got our selfies.
Drama, okay.
So I'm
people
like,
are drama.
See how people just feed off of the negativity now.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to do. We have to be positive people in everyone's life, because we don't know how that is going to affect them to go to other concerts.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Life is about making memories and moments, and I would have been turned off about.
You know,
by
Tim
that
always
situation.
says this. He's like, I don't care about money. I care about memories.
Memories.
That's been his family thing forever. So that's why he likes to do stuff all the time.
That's disenchanting, you know, that's disappointing. I mean, we were locked up for so many, you know, months with COVID, you know, and it's nice to go see a concert, and then, I don't know, that's
just change the whole
disrespectful.
mood.
Yes,
Right?
oh,
And
come
I'm
on.
and these tickets are not cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, even to sit at the lawn at Isleta right now, you're looking about $75 to $100.
Yeah.
Tickets have gone. I mean, everything's gone up in price, but when you're in a situation where everybody's having a great time and then it just gets dead, you know, and
That's
everyone's
crazy.
just
I'll
what
have to
just
look for that.
happened?
I
Yeah.
was talking about the country artist that they're critiquing because of his song, one of his songs.
Oh, that it's somewhat insensitive to,
Yes.
and there's maybe racism and
But
discrimination.
then they're comparing. I can't remember who it is, but they're comparing him with like what Cardi B says. Like Cardi B degrades women so much about how she talks about, you know, I don't know. But
I like to go to the opera, but you know that's totally different. And right now, by the way, it's the Santa Fe Opera season, which it's beautiful. My husband and I are big fans, and so we go. There's always 5 operas being held at Santa Fe Opera. So, you know, the main one this year is Puccini. Well, it's Tosca, right? But Puccini is the best. So, anyways, I recommend anyone if you want to, you know, experience tailgating, because it's a different type of tailgating. It's not, you know, sandwiches. It's fancy tailgating. So you bring your table, you
Nicole,
dress
let's do
up.
that.
You want to do that?
We should.
Let's
We
do
should
it.
do it.
I would love to do it.
You want to
and
do
I
it?
know that Tim Polly wouldn't go with me because
No, just make it girls.
yeah,
No man.
We went to my youngest son. You know, sorry, Nico, I'm talking about you, but my youngest son dated a girl who was a professional opera singer.
Oh my wow.
And she was the tiniest little thing and a voice of an angel.
Oh, yeah.
And we went many times to
Oh,
see
we
her
should do
perform.
it.
And I, you know, it is for some people, it isn't for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. I really did.
We can do it. We go opening night of every opera. So we've been to 3 so far, and this Saturday is actually another opening night. And but we can talk about it, and
I would love to.
because it's only a
At dinner
couple full
tonight?
months.
Yes. Yeah, so we have this really cool plan because we can't always get Idalia on our podcast. So every third Thursday of the month, we have our podcast, and then we go to a really nice dinner and have talk about what we just did, have catch up on other
Therapy,
personal stuff,
yes,
and then
support.
have a couple drinks, and it's such a great night.
Yes.
I had
yes.
to remind Tim about this tonight. I'm like, don't forget after
It's
this.
girls' night.
Yes. I know.
So now we're planning girls' opera.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
and I also want to advertise. My husband and I are part owners of a restaurant in Santa Fe. It's called Palace Prime. It's right off the plaza by the Santa Fe Plaza. Wonderful 5-star restaurant, phenomenal wine. So I want to invite anybody that wants to go
support
and events if they
your
want to have an
business.
event. Yes.
That would be great.
Awesome.
So-
We'll have to go to that too. We'll have to take the
Look, I
train
guess,
and go.
I
Let's
guess we're
go.
gonna have to have a Santa Fe weekend.
Yes.
That sounds wonderful to me.
Yes.
Now, have any of you guys seen the movie The Sound of Freedom?
Yes.
It just came out, I guess, and it's
Have you?
bypassing. Yes, I did. I saw it the other night. It's bypassing like some of the highest paid movies ever made.
Yes.
Because people are being aware of what's going on, and when they see it, at the end of the movie, they tell you to pay it forward, buy somebody a ticket. So I bought my son and his girlfriend a ticket, and they went on Tuesday. And Tuesday night at the Icon is $6, by the way, if anybody ever wants to know that. But they went and they really enjoyed it, but everybody's saying the same thing. It's heartbreaking, it's eye-opening, it's scary, it's everything that you don't want to feel has an emotion that is going to hurt a child. You're feeling it in this movie.
Right.
And I don't know. What were your thoughts on that?
So, let me back up a little bit. I've been working, I've been very interested in this topic since I was a state representative because I saw it happening in my district. I was a state representative in District 21, which at that time covered, Central, right? And I was on Central, somewhere, I think it was Wyoming. And I was campaigning to, keep my seat as a state representative. And I saw it then. And this was in 2016. Okay, so I saw, and I feel guilty, and but let me tell you kind of what I saw. I was canvassing, and I noticed this young woman, maybe not even, 14, 15 at the most. She was scared, and then, so I went up to her, and, you could tell, she was in prostitution. I went up to her, she spoke no English. I think from her accent, she was Central America, maybe Colombia. I couldn't really, but she was very shy. And I said, can I get you help? And she just did not want to speak to me. Then she kept looking at someone. Well, it turned out it was the man, the man handling her. So anyways, they started approaching. I left. I tried to get her help. The next day I saw her, she was beat up. And then I tried to get help, and I never saw her again. Don't know what happened. But human trafficking, because we're a border state, is it's something that's not really spoken about, but it's a very serious thing. Not only here, but all over the world. So I've made this, now that I'm running for city council, it's one of the issues. Like, I have issues like, crime, of course. The second is homelessness. But under homelessness is behavioral health, housing, addiction, and human trafficking. Is part of it there too. It's just eye-opening watching the movie, and I am actually looking forward to seeing there's going to be a documentary, I think a 3-part documentary by what's the producer that did The Passion? What's his name?
Oh,
Mel Gibson. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right, Mel Gibson. And so, I think he's doing something like that as well. But human trafficking is, it's surpassing and it's making more money than any illegal gun. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
than the guns,
yeah.
and also than the drug trade. So and it's
Incredible.
and this
It's
is
like
It's a
it's
business.
oh
Can't
Well,
even think
and
of this.
the reason it's such a big business is because unfortunately a person can be used over and over and over again. I mean, guns and drugs and drugs will go away and they can't be used again, right?
Yeah.
But this also shows how naive. The movie basically shows how naive a parent can be.
How trusting. You're like, wow, my kid's going to be a model or a singer, whatever it was that little girl was going to do. And you're like proud. You're like, oh, my daughter's so going to be.
But you see that all the time where people have approached. I mean, I remember a long time ago when you would go to the mall. I mean, this was even before my kids were born. You would see people approach people like at Sears and say, "Oh, hey, do you want to be in a little fashion show?" And they would go dress you up in something to like show on a little walkway, and you would be in front of everybody.
Yeah.
They did it at JCPenney's. But now it's a completely different thing because people will approach you and give you cards, and some of these kids are so naive to the situation, and they really want to be something that someone looks at because social media is such a big thing. I mean, I don't know, this is kind of off topic though, but I don't know if you've seen the new AI thing where you could take pictures of yourself and it does profile pictures of you but it just goes to show you how much people are interested in looking their best on social media. So kids will do anything, teenagers will do anything, even women and men will do anything to look their very best.
I've seen a lot of filters on social media. Sometimes I'm like, that's not how you look. I mean, I use filters sometimes too, but it is true. You're trying to portray yourself as some, gorgeous or handsome, person, but that's not who you're not authentic at that point.
No.
And people want authenticity, but it is social media that has you thinking you have to be perfect.
This movie is definitely something that everybody should watch. I don't know how young you should let your kids watch it, but I would even say as young as 12 years old, you should be letting your kids go to the movie and explain to them again that it's really hard to trust people. And I mean, I think 12 is kind of a borderline, but I mean, kids need to know at a really young age that they need to be careful of their surroundings and they need to not trust everything that gets pushed in your face.
Well, I mean, I like working with kids for 25 years. They're innocent. They act the way they act because they're just happy and free and innocent. And then you bring in this fear to them and they'll never be the same because
but our world just isn't the same place.
It's not the same anymore. It's out. Once you see the statistics and you see, like an example, you can have a bag of drugs and sell it once. You can sell a child 10 to 15 times a day. That child could be raped 10 to 15 times every single day for 10 years. And you know what they do after that? When they're done or whatever, using him or her for many years, then they kill them and they use them for organ trafficking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely just...
It's dehumanized.
Oh, my goodness. And sometimes to preserve certain, organs a certain way, they cut them alive. So it's up to the parents, to really educate your children, talk to them, be open about it. And it's something we need to, encourage. I mean, I don't have children, but I have nephews, nieces, they need to be, educated on all this.
Yes, all the time. And that's the thing. Like, we don't need to be worrying about, bringing adult stuff into the classroom. We need to be worrying about bringing safety to these children in the classroom. They should have subjects teaching these kids,
Yeah.
what to do.
It's crazy, but most kids are naive. I mean,
True.
They'll pick up their phone and accept a friend request from somebody in a completely different country, and they think it's cute.
Yeah.
And they'll have a conversation with somebody for months and give so many details of their life, and then find out later that that's not even who they were talking to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll keep it a secret from moms and dads.
Yeah.
And that's why parents have to be really involved.
And
My girlfriend, I'm sorry,
No,
girlfriend Marla, I don't know if you remember Marla.
Yes, I think so.
She was undercover. She was an undercover officer, but I remember one time she was going to the outskirts of my hometown. There was a big unit going out. They were going to go about 4 in the morning and bust this one man, or I don't know who it was, a man or a woman, but it was all on his computer. They were
Oh, yeah.
tracking his computer, and he had child porn on there, but he was selling these pictures or this to other people, and they were going to go arrest him, but they have to do it like undercover.
yeah, of course.
Crazy.
And you know what's just so sad, that the United States is the biggest consumer of child sex trafficking.
Yes.
The United States is the biggest consumer, and the biggest producer comes from Mexico. I don't think it's just Mexico. I think Central America, South America, and then they come through Mexico. But that's it just makes you
And
really
it's a somber
think.
subject, but it's like we have to put that awareness up.
Well, and it's crazy because this movie has been readily available for 5 years, and it took the Angel Network raising enough money to give free tickets away to actually get I don't know what it is for the movie theaters to start playing it, because
I actually looked a little bit into that, and I listened to the producer of the movie, because he's from Mexico, Eduardo Verástegui, and they were ready to release it a
5
while
years ago,
back.
right?
Yes. Then whoever they sold it to, they had the rights, and they had to go through this big lawsuit to get the rights back, and that delayed for many years.
Because they could have shelved it, and we would have never known.
We would have
this.
never known.
Wow.
So it's almost like, fighting against evil, different, barricades, like, oh my goodness, like, okay, how are we going to get it out? So he kind of sort of told that. And I follow him, and he actually posted something on social media, said that he's been getting threats, and that if something happens to him, that he did not commit suicide.
I saw.
I mean,
that
that's
too.
insane.
This is the
Eduardo Verástegui, the guy that produced the
Oh,
movie.
wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
he's getting threats.
That's, yeah.
And he's kind of saying, like, if something happens to me, I would never end my life. Just know that, which is scary. Like, okay, so now we have what happened to when a movie was a movie, right? It was just a movie, and how come our people, not just our government, but all governments, can't just push it under the rug and say, oh, it was just a movie.
It's just a
But
movie.
now you have all these death threats coming to this man because he's put, I mean, this was a real story. And this happened in real life. And the crazy thing about it is most of the time when something this big happens, especially with somebody from the United States, they're shaking hands and saying, thank you. Where was that for this man that went and found these children?
Yeah.
That was a lot of children, and how come he was not recognized, especially in our country?
Yeah.
I mean, he has children here. He raises a family of 7, and it's just crazy that this was a true story that happened, and we didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the news,
It's quiet.
How
It's
did
quiet.
we not know about it? But that just goes to show you, like, how many of these great stories are out there that people don't want us to hear about.
And that's why I love our community, because this highlighted the problem. It's a real
Yes.
big problem, right? That nobody really talks about it. And it's up to us. Well, now, we buy the tickets, we pay it forward, we can buy tickets for somebody else, or in case somebody, they can't afford it, they could just go and claim at Angel Studios, okay, I can't afford a ticket, but I want to see the movie.
Yeah.
And that's an option that you people could do. And a lot of movie theaters, and I don't know the background behind, but they were not showing this movie. So it's only certain ones. Yeah. And then what I also saw on social media is that a lot of these movie theaters, and in different states in the United States,
not just here, but
yeah, they were turning off the air conditioner. And people were saying, well, they expected us to leave, and we stayed, and we went through, suffer the heat. I mean, stuff like that. So it makes you think, right? Or also the internet, the website of a certain movie theater would show this show is sold out, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Or people would buy tickets, and then they would get their tickets refunded. So, all these little,
Well, and the thing I did notice, now that you say that, like, nothing happened to us, but when we were buying the tickets, they show the seats that are available. We were very limited. We ended up not sitting. We sat like close. But when we were in the theater, it wasn't even packed. So there was a lot of available seats, but it was almost sold out on the computer.
Online.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But I'm going to change the subject. Speaking of movies, right? We have a gentleman that just walked in. His name's Vince, and he just produced a movie. He's an actor. He's been in several movies, but he just produced a movie, and it's called The Boneyard.
The Boneyard.
And it's about the West Mesa murders that happened. You remember with all those prostitutes?
Yes.
So he just produced this movie. Mel Gibson's in it. LL Cool J.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so he produced it. It's going to come out soon.
That's awesome.
Let's support it.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Vincent, can you come and say hi? Can you come over here real quick?
He's like, what?
I know, I'm sorry. I'm putting
we caught you off guard, but
You're
we're
getting
talking about you.
put on blast because I was talking about your movie. But it's really neat, too, because he has ties to my hometown. That's how we actually got into a conversation one day, because he went and put all the cameras all over the city of my hometown, Santa Rosa.
Oh, nice.
So he knows people that I know. So I just want you to come and say hello. Come right by me and just kind of tell them the movie that you just produced.
Hello.
Where are you?
Oh, right here.
Here, you sit here for
Okay.
just a brief second, and then
And so what am I on? What is
right here.
this?
We are on YouTube right now.
Yes.
YouTube.
So
My
it's
little
live.
podcast
Yeah.
called Happy Hour at the Hydro Bar.
Happy hour at the Hydro Bar. Well, thanks for having me. My name is Vince McDaniel. I'm a writer, producer, actor, and the movie I just did is called The Boneyard, starring Mel Gibson, 50 Cent. I'm also starring in it as well. It's based on the West Side Murders.
Yes.
Here in New Mexico.
Yes.
And it's something that I wrote during the pandemic, and it grew legs, and we were able to shoot it in Las Vegas around April. So right now we're in post-production, and we're just working to get it delivered, and that's going to be we're going to deliver in the next couple months, and you should see it on the silver screens in the first quarter.
Oh, that's amazing.
Nice.
Amazing.
Well,
Congratulations.
Yes, and we'll make sure that we put it out there so that way more people can go and see it too.
Yes, definitely.
That's awesome.
We were just talking about, child sex trafficking, and the movie that just was released by Eduardo Verástegui, and all the struggles he had to go through in order to just, earn the rights back of that movie, and then everything that's been happening, and just how sad the whole situation is. Right. So we appreciate that, and whatever we can do to help. Even I'm in running for city council in District 8. So however we can be of help, community, you let us know.
Definitely,
I'll give you my card.
Yeah, I have a lot of other projects out as well right now. If you're on Prime, if you guys are bored and want to see a Western, I have a Dead Man's Hand starring Cole Hauser from Yellowstone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Stephen Dorff. It's a Western. And
Okay.
There's another movie that's coming out that's called MR9. It's an international action film. That's basically the East Indian version of James Bond.
Oh, wow.
And it was shot in Las Vegas, LA, and Bangladesh.
Wow.
So that's coming out next month, August 25th. That'll be
Okay.
released in theaters as well.
Awesome. So we have some movies to watch.
Yes, indeed.
We'll write them down on our wish list.
Do you have a website or like where people can follow you and Instagram,
social media.
Facebook?
Well, I have an Instagram. You can go to VinnyMac89 at Instagram. That's
I'm gonna follow you right now.
Yeah, VINNYMC89.
Perfect.
Instagram.
And we'll make sure and get it out there so that way people can start looking at your movies.
Yeah, I have a bunch of other stuff in queue right now as well. So yes,
Can you repeat that one more time on Instagram, Vinny Mac?
VinnyMac89. VINNYMC89.
Awesome.
Gotcha.
All right.
It was
So you
nice
got-
to meet you.
All right. Nice meeting you guys as well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right.
Sorry.
Hey, no problem.
He's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Yeah, we have some incredible customers that come in here, and he has the most beautiful family, so it's really cool.
It's about supporting the community, being kind to each other.
Yeah,
you
don't
know,
who people are.
you
so
don't
it's,
know.
You just kind of
Interesting.
visit with them.
You would have never known.
I didn't know. I mean, I come get my water right before I'm going to campaign to stay hydrated in the heat. And man, like,
Yeah.
you have a lot of famous people here.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Holly Holmes here before.
Yeah, we get a lot of fighters here. We get like Dan the Determined. We get Lydia. These are people that
Police,
just,
fire.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
just had UFC fights. They all come in. We get the fire department. We have APD cops. Political politicians. Everybody, hairdressers, everybody. So it's really cool. But
I wanted to say something real quick. I know you want to wrap up the topic of child sex trafficking. But child sex trafficking starts even with their umbilical cord still on. So it's that intense. Oh yes. So yeah. There's actually
some sick people.
there's some sick people. I sent you a video this afternoon after we, when I came earlier and you said, oh, what are we going to talk about? I said, how about the movie Child Sex Trafficking? And you're like, okay. But,
It is a touchy subject.
it is touchy, but it's needed.
And you know what? I'm one of those people. Like I'd be a vigilante and I'd kill
Yes.
people. I would.
Oh, well, no. Okay, well.
No, I would. If I knew someone that was hurting a child like that,
But on that point, so I sent you a video with social media. I shared it this afternoon. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, and I sent it to
Yes.
both of you. Anyways, it talks about this woman who was very busy with her child, and she wasn't paying attention. She was at the grocery store getting her groceries. This couple went up to her and said, "There's been a man following you throughout the whole store." Long story short, the man was following her and on the phone communicating with somebody outside. So after she alerted the grocery store, they escorted her out, and sure enough, it was another man talking to another planning
to take this child.
to take the
and maybe
child
the
and
mother.
Yes, who knows, right?
Wow,
but
that's
so
scary.
so if you don't have children, you could be a third eye and say, okay, notice if there's something that looks wrong, go up to the person, tell security
Yes,
or
look out
wherever
for each
you
other.
at,
We
look out
need
for
to
each
look
other.
out for each other.
So that's
Not
what
only,
I just wanted to mention.
Has women just looking out for other women, or men look out for just we need to take care of each other.
Absolutely.
That's like the movie. It said God's children are not for sale.
Yes.
So we have to always be taking care of each other because God sees everything.
Yes, He does.
That's what I say. But anyway, this was great. This was wonderful.
Are we
Thank
done
you.
yet?
Thank
Are
We're
we
you.
done
done.
already?
We're done.
Wow.
We're going
Alright.
to try to keep it under an hour.
Let's do it.
Because
Okay.
they say over an hour you're going to
You
lose.
lose
No
people.
one's that interested in hearing our drama podcast. I don't know what you call it, but anyway, we have a good time here. We are here at the Hydro Bar, 7400 Montgomery. We do have, great deals for membership. It's $35 a month, and it's 5 gallons a day. Come in and see me. I'll give you some free water just to try. I know you love. Tell me why you love your water.
I love the water, number one, because that's Pickles, but if you in case you hear barking, and so we are mostly water, okay? The majority of people are dehydrated and they don't even know they're dehydrated. Sometimes you get a little headache, you get a little wrinkle. Well, water will do it. When this water,
Your skin looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
Like
It's all the
literally,
water.
yeah, yours does too.
I've been drinking more water.
Yeah, and your eyebrows.
Water.
Are good.
Yeah, you all pretty all the time. So, but water is life. Drink water. If you have even wrinkles, it helps with wrinkles. It rejuvenates you. I drink the 9.5, which is alkaline water. When your body is in an alkaline state, no disease can survive. Yep. So always try to eat clean, drink alkaline water. You also have the 11.5, which is I use that to clean my vegetables. And you could put a little cup of tomatoes and then put the 11.5, and you'll see the pesticides change the water within seconds. I cook with it. My Chihuahua drinks it, and it's funny. She's a little diva. I have a little 4-pound Chihuahua. If it's not alkaline water, she looks at me like she knows the difference.
You out, basically.
Pretty much. My husband drinks it, and I tell everybody about it. I have bags that I take to me with me if I need to travel.
Yeah.
Because you could just fold them and put them in a smaller place. So I love the water. I mean, I believe in the water. I've been a loyal customer for many years, and
I know, and we became great friends. Just
and we
by
became
you
great
being a
friends.
customer. It's
I'm here every
I tell you, I meet
2-3
the
times a
greatest
week.
people.
You
Yes,
know, I'm like, hi, Julie.
Well, and the water, it's just water, so it's nothing you're changing. You're just going to drink a better water, and your body needs it.
Yes, there's a lot of other waters that are sold as alkaline. Well, alkalinity starts to die at certain times. So if you buy, what is that? Essentia is the water that's supposed to be the most alkaline at 8%. Well, you don't know how long it's been in that plastic, the container, the warehouse. Is it been heated and then cold, and so then you're drinking that plastic. And this, you come and bring your chugs, your water chugs, your bags, and you fill it up yourself. Anything that you sell is BPA free. So I have all your bottles, and I just recommend it to anyone because it's we only have one body, and you got to keep that body healthy. Water is the main.
Well, and also, if you are buying the bottled alkaline, it has sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda. Mm-hmm. So you're basically drinking baking soda, and water should not have any ingredients like that. So,
well, and then a lot of these other places, they strip the minerals. You guys include, the machine, the Kangen machine, make sure
charges the water.
I'm sorry?
It charges
the water, and it does not take minerals away.
Yeah.
So, I love it. I mean, it's
yeah, see, there you go.
How many times a week do you guys do show?
Oh, our demos? Mm-hmm. We have one next Thursday at 6 o'clock. So it would be about an hour, and it's so much information.
So next Thursday after our next podcast?
Yes, yes. So please join us. Yes, and come in. I'll give you some free water. I do have some YouTube, a channel on YouTube, and this channel, obviously. But I did a little skincare line, how I take off my makeup with the 11.5.
I saw that whenever I was looking at our live.
Oh,
It
also,
looks kind of weird, but I do the 11.5, yes.
on the 11.5, and I've tried this, and it works for me. You take a shot of 11.5 water before going to bed. It's like drinking melatonin.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
go to bed. Because you guys, along when I started being a client of yours, there's all these things. So I read the whole packet.
Yes.
I don't know. I read your whole book. I don't know if you have had customers that read the whole book. I read the whole thing.
I'm glad.
I
Yes.
take a shot, and then
It puts you to sleep?
yeah. Well, I don't know
It's
if
a
it's
natural melatonin. I
It's
mean,
natural.
it might be psychological too, but I think it works.
It could
for me.
be, but
It
I go
works when
I go
I'm
Mimi's
restless.
quickly.
And then also 2.5 if you have a stomach ache, or for me, if I drink too much wine, like I did
No,
last night.
you
with
never
my,
do that.
With my cousin right there, I had too much wine. We were just
Uh-oh.
visiting.
Thanks
and then
for
with
the
you
invite.
the other night, oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah. She calls me the next morning, and she's like, oh. And I'm like, what? You put yourself to bed early.
Yeah. Anyway, so 2.5.
Where's my invite? Oh no.
You're always invited. But 2-5 is I took a little shot of it the next day, and it kind of
Yep.
got rid of my stomach ache. It's good, like if you have food poisoning, to take a shot. It's not something you drink all the time, but if you have
Right.
certain things. And I also have a new ebook I can send anybody that's
Oh,
interested,
nice.
and it's 68 uses of Kangen water.
Could you send it to
I'll
us?
send it to you.
Yes,
Yeah,
send it
yeah.
to me too.
And it's a lot of information. It's really good. So if anybody wants it, let me know.
Yes.
let me know, and I'll send it to
Just
you.
so you know, I got the legislature into some Kangen water because when during the legislature, we would bring my husband would take gallons of water to the legislature, and Senator Crystal Diamond from down south loves it.
Nice.
But there is no
awesome.
Kangen water. But then anyway, but she loves it. I mean, so it's.
Hey, we
That's
sell the
awesome.
machines here too. So anybody wants a machine or wants to be a member or just wants to pick up water, come
Yeah.
on in. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you,
Love
Nicole.
girls.
Thank
and now
you.
we're gonna
Great
go
to
to our own happy hour.
Yay!
This is happy hour at the Hydro Bar, but now we're going to our own happy hour and just have some time.
Have
But
a good week.